I'm live. Okay. I didn't know it just was that easy. So y'all, this is my first time going live. I've never gone live on anything ever. But I wanted to go live today just because I'm having my coffee and I'm chilling, and I was scrolling down my Instagram feed and I saw the video of Ari Lennox, and she was responding to some comments that were made comparing her and Tiana Taylor to Rottweilers. And Ari Lennox was and is rightfully so pissed about that. And she basically was just talking about how, hey, from Cali, hey girl. So she was just talking about how people are always downing black people. They're always downing black women in particular. And she was just basically saying how that's just like a terrible thing and she hates it. So for me, that triggered just several feelings. Hey everybody, thank you for joining. But that just triggered several feelings for me about like just us building confidence as black people and black women in particular, right? Because I often find that we live in a world, in a society where people are constantly trying to beat us down. They want to call us ugly. They want to say that our bodies are fucked up. They're not cute. But in the meantime, they're appropriating our culture, right? So this is just real talk, right? And y'all are live with me. Hey, and y'all, hey, Sister Queen. And y'all are definitely like, I'm keeping it all the way a buck on how I feel with this situation. So I'm talking about the Ari Lennox comments where somebody said that her and Tiana Taylor look like Rottweilers. So as black people, we have to be super intentional about building our confidence, right? Because we live in a society where they beat us down to no end, but behind our backs, they appropriate our culture. And I hate it. I'm also over it. I'm over the narrative. I'm over the like, oh, we're ugly. We don't look good. Our lips are too big. Our noses are too big. Our bodies are messed up. And I'm simply over it because I watch generation after generation be affected by that narrative. I grew up with a mother, a sister, aunt, who all struggled with their self-esteem. I struggled with my self-esteem when I was younger. I watched my niece struggle with her self-esteem now. And I find that we just see little girls, including myself when I was a little girl, just struggling to find beauty in themselves. So I want to talk about things that I had to do to build my confidence. Hey y'all, things I had to do to build my confidence. So the first thing I had to do, first off, when I was young, I always talk about how puberty hit me like a ton of bricks. Okay, woo! I went through puberty at a very young age. I got my period when I was 9 going on 10. Okay, so I went through puberty early. Middle school for me, baby, the acne was real. Okay, the acne was real. I was always a big girl. I feel like I was born a size 14. Okay, I was always a big girl. So I struggled with body confidence. I didn't feel like I was beautiful. I had anxiety, so I used to pick at my skin. I used to have like big scabs on my face. It just was not cute, you know? So it hit me really, really hard. And that lasted for years, through like about my 10th grade year of high school. And it wasn't until my 10th grade year where I was going to extreme measures to lose weight. From when I was very young, my mother was also big, so we was constantly on diet after diet after diet. Hey, multiple diets. I did like the Atkins diet. I remember doing the grapefruit and boiled eggs diet. It was one diet where we was drinking lemon, apple cider vinegar, and water. We did salt cleanses, all kind of stuff. And then in high school, I was on the step team, I was on the dance team, and I started starving myself to lose weight. And I starved myself to the point that I was passing out like regularly. I would be in step practice and I would pass out. And it got really unhealthy. So my 10th grade year of high school, I made the decision to fall in love with my body. And once again, I was always a big girl. I always had rolls. I always had a stomach. And I would, you know, high school for me was very early 2000s. That's when Beyonce was popping, baby. Everybody was wearing the low-ride jeans. You know, some people was wearing the low-ride jeans with the thong showing. You had to have the flat six-pack stomach and all of that. And I just didn't have it. And I didn't understand why. So I was going to extreme measures to lose weight. And I realized after I passed out in front of my mother, I had never passed out in front of my mother, but I remember we was walking towards our building and I just dropped. And she was like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you gotta eat. She knew that I was not eating, but she was just like, all right, this is enough. And I really at that time had to like ask myself, why do I hate myself so much? Why do I hate my body? Why am I insecure about my voice? Like, I remember being told when I was younger that my voice was too deep. I was constantly told that, like, you sound like a man, yada, yada, yada. And that really bothered me. So I really struggled with my self-esteem a lot. And I had to like do the work and ask myself, like, yo, what's up with you? So what ended up happening was I just had to be intentional about building my confidence. So this is how I did it. Step one, to build my confidence, I constantly walked around my house naked. Constantly. Like, that was really step one of building my confidence. I was intentional about walking around my house butt naked. And the reason that I did that all the time, I lived with my mother. My brother was not there at the time. He had moved out. But the reason I had started doing that was because I needed to see my body. I needed to see my body fully, like constantly. I was forcing myself to look in the mirror and look at my full body and see how I was and be honest about it. And like, really, like, no matter what, walking past the TV, you know, when the TV is out, you see that reflection in the TV screen. Walking past the TV screen, like, okay, there I am. Bathroom mirror, all right, here I am. Room mirror, all right, here we go. And when I constantly had to look at myself, at first it was difficult. At first I was like, every time I would see myself, I would always find something about myself I hated. I was always like, oh, my breasts don't sit up like they do on TV. Like, I just always found something about myself that I just destroyed. But with time, I got better. And honestly, it took time. So I started being intentional about, like, I had to find one thing. Every time I looked in the mirror, I had to find one thing about myself that I liked. And I would just focus on that one thing. And I couldn't stay in the mirror too long because honestly, I would focus on that one thing. And then somehow, some way, I start going right. My mind just start going right back and focusing on that thing, those things we don't like. But I would start focusing on that one thing longer and longer and longer. Then I found another thing that I like and another thing I like. And this took years. Like I said, I started this journey in high school and I'm still on it. I still do it. I still look in the mirror sometimes and I'm like, all right, like, what's something good we like right now? You know, no matter what size. Like, I've been up to a 26. I'm an 18 now. My weight fluctuated and still fluctuates. You know, so I definitely had to, at every size, fall in love with my body. Grand Rising, much love. Hey, everybody. But yeah, I had to, like, fall in love with my body and really just figure out what it was within me that I liked and that I enjoyed. It was years before I was able to, like, it wasn't really until like my sophomore year of college. So this started my sophomore year of high school. My sophomore year of college is when I really started being like, okay, like, we cute. We could do this. We good. You know, we got this. So years of me doing that. And still, like I said, still to this day, I still look in the mirror sometimes and I'm like, but at the same time, I know that I'm beautiful. I know that there's great things there. You know, we can't allow the things that we don't like, our small insecurities, to overcome the things that we know are gorgeous and beautiful. And we all have things within us that are beautiful and that are sexy and that are amazing. I don't care what your body type is. I don't care what size you are. I don't care what your hair looks like, skin looks like, your skin complexion. I don't care about any of that. It's something sexy about everybody out there. Men, women, everything in between. Something sexy about you. Okay, you gotta find your sexy. Find what it is that make you even be like, damn. You know, like, find your damn. What's your damn? You know, I found my damn. I found my, like, okay, when I do that, I'm all right, you know. And without clothes, without help, without anything else. It's so much stuff. Like, we scroll on Instagram, Facebook, they selling flat tummy tea, they got Spanx, they got waist trainers, all of this stuff to make us be something other than what we naturally are. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for health. I'm all for nutrition. I'm all for all of that. But thank you. Ew. I'm all for health. I'm all for nutrition. I'm all for everybody, like, you know, living their best physical life, spiritual life, and mental life. I'm all for that. However, what I'm not for is us doing these things that are harmful to ourselves and not loving ourselves for exactly who we are right now. You got to love you for where you are right now. You got to love you for the body that you have right now, for the mind that you have right now, the spirit that you have right now. Even if you are going through something, even if you may feel like, all right, I'm not where I intellectually want to be. I'm not spiritually where I want to be. I'm not physically where I want to be. Love you for where you are right now. When I was a 26, baby, I had to love me for where I was then. When I wasn't spiritually all the way right, I had to love me for where I was then. Because I loved me for where I was then is the reason why I can love me for where I am now even more, because I know that I've been on a journey. We are all on journeys, okay? Nobody, including myself, is perfect. Nowhere near it. I almost cursed somebody out in the corner store today getting my coffee. Okay, I'm not perfect. No, nobody is perfect. This thing is a journey. And what I want us to truly do is tap into who you are right now in this moment and build that confidence in who you are right now. Whether if it's physically, mentally, spiritually. I get a lot of people who reach out to me and they say they don't know what their spiritual gift is. That's okay. That's all right. You may not know what your spiritual gift is, but guess what? It's something about you spiritually that's blessing this world. If you are fulfilling your purpose in one way or another, whether you know it or not. If you help somebody today, if somebody was having a bad day and you smiled at them, that's fulfilling your purpose. That's a part of your spiritual gift. We are all healers in our own right. The question is, what is the method that you are using to heal people? Are you the person that smiles when somebody walks by? Are you the person that when you see somebody down, you check in like, yo, you good? You okay? You need anything? That's a gift. Be confident in that. Love that about yourself. Everybody ain't got that. If you are that person that's like, hey, how you doing? Good morning. That's a gift. Be confident in that. That's a spiritual blessing. Love that about yourself. So my thing is just find something in you that you love. That's how you build your confidence. It's a journey. It takes time. Trust me. We are all on it. I don't know anybody out here who's just like, yo, I'm the baddest thing walking all the time. Even if they act like it in public, trust me, when they get home, it's going to be something. It's going to be something that's going to make them question themselves somewhere. We all go through it. But the thing is, what do you love about yourself right now? What do you find beautiful about yourself right now? And live in that. Walk around your house butt naked. Trust me, it'll help. Okay? I still do it. Okay? Okay? Walk around naked. Write your thoughts out. Write your feelings out. If you got something you want to say, speak up. You know, do that. Live in your truth. Do your healing work. Find out who you are and love yourself for where you are now. So that's all I got to say, y'all. Like I said, I was just triggered. My first time going live because I was just triggered. I didn't want to record a video because, you know. But I hope y'all liked it. I appreciate all the energy. Ashe, oh, much love, y'all. Much peace. Thank you for joining.